In this video we're going to be changing the oil and filter on a 2008 Honda CRV. I'm going to lift it up on the lift because it's a little bit easier to work on, but this is basically what we're going to be doing. We're going to be changing the oil and the filter, and I'll show you exactly how to do it. What you're going to do is, this is the oil drain plug underneath the bottom of the oil pan. This is where your drain plug is. Quite simply, you're just going to take this plug out here, let the oil drain out. Once it finishes draining, we're going to put the plug back in, and we're going to remove the filter and replace the filter with the new one. So let me show you how it goes and get started on it. This is the oil drain plug right here. So it tells right at the bottom. So take the oil drain plug out. Remember the rotation. Counterclockwise to take it off, clockwise to tighten it. Alright? We just drain the oil. Just make sure you have a bucket, obviously, before you take the plug out, because it's going to be quite messy. I always recommend, whenever you're changing the oil, get yourself a pair of gloves, and that way your hands don't get the oil on it, because the oil is no good for your skin. Alright, so we're going to let that drain for a little bit, and we're going to talk about the different ways that you can take the oil filter down from the car. You can get a cap like this that just goes right onto the top of here, and you can take it out. Well, the one I kind of like the best is the one that's actually adjustable like this, so it actually grips in quite a bit tighter. So while that's draining, I'm going to take down the filter. Same thing again. Remember, the rotation is counterclockwise to take it off, and clockwise to tighten it. Once you've got it loosened, then you just loosen the filter, and you can let that drain out while the oil is draining too. Now I'm going to talk about the oil filter. Before we do anything with the oil filter, we're going to I'll show you real quick. If you buy a filter, depending on what brand you get, whether it's from a dealer or if it's an aftermarket filter, it really doesn't matter as long as you get a good name brand filter. I'm using the original factory filter. And what you normally do is, before you put a filter back on, is you put a little bit of oil on the gasket itself like this. And the reason you're doing that is because when you screw it back up there, it'll slide a little bit easier on the housing itself. So let's take this filter out, and we're going to replace it with the new one. We'll rub all that drain out too, and once it finishes draining, we'll install the filter. Let's make sure all of the oil drains out. While we're waiting for it to drain, let me show you what I always do. It's a good idea, whenever you're changing the oil on the sorry, I just had to get a screwdriver. It's a good idea, whenever you change the oils, to take the old O-ring off of the drain plug and replace it with a new one. So you can just pry it off with a little small screwdriver. It pops right off, and you can put the new gasket right onto the new drain plug. And once we finish draining, we can put the filter back on, put the plug back in. So while this drains, we'll let it drain a little bit, and we'll come right back. Now that it's pretty much drained out, we can reinstall our drain plug into the oil pan. Screw it all the way in by hand as far as you can. And what you're going to do is you're going to put your ratchet on it and tighten it up. Remember, you're screwing your drain plug into an aluminum pan, so don't over tighten it because you will strip out that pan and you will be either replacing the pan or replacing the threads on the pan, which is not an easy job. Alright, so you have the new drain plug gasket on there and just go a little bit snug. You don't have to be real tight. Alright, the oil filter, we put a little lube on here, a little bit of oil on here, and we're going to screw this up onto the engine by hand, all the way up until it contacts the engine itself. And then what we're going to do, we're going to make sure that the filter is tight. Again, we don't have to over tighten it. I like this one for putting it back on. That previous one I showed you was good for taking it off, but not for putting it back on. And you just screw it up and tighten it in. Okay. Alright, and the last thing you're going to do before you bring the car down and put the oil in is clean it off. Otherwise you'll have oil dripping on the ground or in your driveway or in your house or whatever. Just dry it all off so it's clean. And then we're going to bring the car down, put the oil in it, and let's start the next step. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to put the oil in the car and how to check the levels to make sure it's full. I already looked it up, so I know it takes about 4.5 quarts of oil. So we're going to install the 4.5 quarts, and this is pretty much where your oil is going to go. Make sure you use the correct oil. As you can see here, it recommends that you use a 5W20. All right. Now we know it takes about 4.5 quarts, so let's put the oil in and we'll just start it up. Okay, once you've got the oil in the car, you make sure you put your oil cap back on, and then you start it up and you let it run for just a couple of minutes, not even a couple of minutes, just a couple of seconds, just to circulate the oil. The reason that we let it run for just a minute is we want the oil to circulate through the filter. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take the dipstick and always check your oil level just to make sure that it's to the full mark. And as you can see, it's exactly to the full mark right now. Alright, the last thing we're going to do is look underneath the car and make sure you have no leaks at all. And I'm going to show you how to reset the maintenance reminder light on this particular car. Okay. On this particular car, you turn the key to the on position. You press the trip meter, the odometer, and you keep on pressing it, press and release until you come up with the oil life. Once you have the oil life on the dashboard lit up, you press and hold in the button and you watch the oil life. When the oil life starts to blink, you release the button, turn it, the oil life lights up and it starts to blink, you press it and you release it. The entire dashboard then starts to flash. You press the button in again and hold it in, and when it resets to 100%, you're done. Alright, fairly easy. I'll just show you one more time how to do it again. You press and release, turn the key to the on position first. When the key is in the on position with the engine off, You press the button until it comes up with the oil life index. You press and hold the button in. The oil life cancel comes up, and the oil life lights up. You turn this knob and keep turning it until the oil life starts to flash. When the oil life starts to flash, you press the knob, the button in, and you hold it in. Release it. The entire dashboard starts to flash. Then you press the button in again and hold it, and it'll light up 100%. Okay?